Alright, it's about 1 a.m. on December 14th of 2025. Gregorian calendar is going to change here. Uh, in a couple weeks, 2025 is going to close. I've had a lot of good ideas. Right now, or I'll just speak as an audience. Right now, really thinking about creating like a classroom environment based off of occult practices and tools, and referencing my experiences and referencing many things to show credibility, so people can actually consider that in their lives. I think it's something really good. You know, it's mental health kind of stuff, spiritual health. You know, it's all just going to go into one place, as in for how we should all just be taking care of one another, including ourselves. So that's that. Uh, I now consider, reading birthdays not only just for entertainment purposes. I might have said this before, but it's kind of like a wellness check, right? And what that means is that when I read people's birthdays, yes, I'm gonna tell them about themselves and whatever else. And I'm more considering, as in for who I'm around, as in just who I'm attracting in my circle, who just walks up to me and stuff, because I'm seeing myself as like a magnet, right? And I've been frequently attracting a lot of 11 light paths, or a lot of 11 energy, and some placements for, a deeper layer of them. And I think that's not a good thing, because that's my enemy number. But then it begs the question, it's like 11s are, from my understanding, is supposed to be more of a spiritual number, more of like a counselor kind of number, but yet again it shows, emotional instability too at times. So that's very interesting. Aside from that, with me knowing a lot of like my coworkers' birthdays and birth years, and me understanding the compatibility for energy, it just reveals another deeper layer into things for the psyche of people. I realized I was a mentalist when I first started being the practitioner at this tier. Now, I still have to implement that into like, you know, what's up, into like my readings and stuff like that, because Oriana Sticks, she said that, well, a lot of people say this when you do the, or it might have been Robert or Run It Up on X or somewhere, but more or less what I'm trying to get at is that when you do the easy thing, it makes your life hard, but if you do the hardest thing, it makes your life easy. More or less when I, see people clinging and stuff like that, like hanging out, they're usually enemy signs, and I see that a lot. Like there's these two ladies, they really love each other. One is born in 1986, other one's 1980. I've seen a 2003 and a 1991 hang out. Those are, both of those pairs are enemy signs. It's a tiger and a monkey, and that's an ox and a goat. And so I think that's really interesting, doing the whole back test. But that goes back into what Oriana Sticks was saying as well too. So using that, and getting more of the deeper layer, and with me, studying this whole thing and using a reliable source. I was already looking into other things so I can look at a deeper layer of everything, and this definitely has been reinforced. So I'm definitely going in the right direction. What I was more focused on into looking into like a certain placements for people, that was just one layer, and then more context was added into that. And then I had to look into like how can I get more details and more context into these certain times. And with me looking into the psychiatry aspect of the Chinese, utilizing like the difference of like a parent who's a dragon, and who's a snake, and etc. That's definitely something to consider as well for the folklore stories of what the lifespan's going to be for each of those energies right then and there. Like one that was pretty bang on right, I can say, is my grandmother. Her father was born on December 7th of 1928. He was a dragon, but a 3, and she's a 4, and she's a snake. But the folklore story behind a dragon and a snake is that the dragon took the snake as a protege, built it up, and casted it out back to Earth. and the snake felt betrayed, which shows the attributes of what the snake is to this day. Somebody who can be petty, very vengeful, very wise, because it got its knowledge from the dragon. And the dragon builds people up, but focus on this too. I'm kind of going over the whole place. Is that the dragon is the fifth sign. The first letter in the first vowel in evolve is going to be E. E is the fifth letter. It's going to have a lot of attributes of change. That's why the dragon is one of the more controlling creature. It introduces change and travel and evolution to all of the animals that it meets. So I'm definitely in the right direction when it comes to me understanding that as it for the relationship dynamic, and I'm going to take this optic of being more of a parenting kind of thing, because there's several other kind of folklore stories from different perspectives. When I was going about with this whole thing, I forgot that what the prompt was initially was for not harmonious relationships, right? And I realized this when it was like, I think it was the monkey and the snake. So the monkey and snake relationship, when I first looked into it, wasn't so good. But once I changed the prompt, there was actually another story as in for why they did do good, because the monkey was more the innovative type, right? And the snake had fire, like the ability to breathe fire and all this, and it was great. Or if it breathed fire on its own or released it, it would have burnt down its whole cave or home or whatever else. And there was a village that needed light, and it was like really cold, so they needed torches. The monkey innovated the torch, and the snake created the fire, to where in the union ship they did something that was beneficial for the whole community. So there's a lot of ways of going about with it, but more or less the story, I would say, is less direct. It could be vague, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be pinpointed. Because like what we're going to go back to my grandmother. She's December 28th of 1953, and her father's going to be December 7th of 1928. That's a 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are enemy numbers, but that's a snake and dragon compatibility. She didn't really like him too much, and neither did the mother. The mother, when was she born? She was born on April 11th of 1933. So that's going to be a 4 light path rooster. Gets along with the daughter, who's going to be a 4 light path snake. There's a synchronicity right there. And then we have a 3 light path dragon, right? Again, if you know, you know. But yeah, so considering what the folklore stories from ancient Chinese information and data, it still resonates deeply with a lot of things. So that was a big takeaway. And let's do another one. Yeah.